Hello, my name is Anuj. In the previous video, we have already discussed two functions and we have used two functions. And those are first, print function and input function. So, what are functions? So, functions are special keywords in all the programming languages, not just in Python, and they do a specific task. When I say they do a specific task, just imagine that you are doing something in your code, okay? And there are some steps. Let's say, for example, it, it inc- um there are 20 steps, okay? And you need to write 20 and 30 lines, okay, to achieve those tasks. And okay, and you are using using that particular task multiple times in your program. Okay, so it is better to write your code in a function. Okay, I will repeat these things again. So I will repeat these things. Let me show you first how to write a function. Okay, so as you know that print has a specific task which it prints, it gives me output, and input, it prompts the user to type something. Okay, so that is their task. Okay, so now let me go back and let's see how to write a function. So to write a function, we first need to write def, means define, followed by a space. Then I will write the name of my function, and it could be really anything. Let's say greetings, and with the greetings followed by brackets, and then I will put a colon. And when I put a colon, then if I hit enter, you will see that my cursor is coming here. Instead of here, my cursor is here, okay? And I get this space, and this space is known as right indentation in Python. So let me write something. So if I write print and I write hello world, something like this, okay? And if I run it, okay, if I run it, you can see there is no output. Okay, although I'm using print, okay, and I should see something here, but no, it is not there. Okay, so whenever we creating a function, okay, and if I want to run that function, I need to call that function first. Okay, so how to call my function? I just need to write the name of the function followed by the bracket. Now when I run it, you can see hello world is coming there. Okay, now, okay, so print is working now, and you can see the similarity between this print and this. Okay, here you can see the name of the function. This is the name of my function, and with the brackets. Okay, here I don't have anything, but here I have hello world. Okay, so yeah, so we can create our own functions as well. Okay, and this function says hello world. Okay, let's make something like, let's see what can we do with this. Okay, so here we can supply some information. Okay, let's say for example I want to supply name. Okay, and as you already know that if I want to print variables and values together, I need to separate them with the comma, or I can use f string and format method. So here I will write name, and you can see the name will come here, and that name will come here. So I need to write a name. Let's say for example Andrew. So okay, let's run it. Now you can see hello Andrew. This thing is coming here, and I can also call this function, since I told you that it does a specific task, and the task is that if I write any name, okay, it says hello and the name. Okay, so if I print hello world, I see hello world, and now I have created my own function, and this function adds hello. Okay, So if I write something else, Alice, and let's say James, and if I run it, you can see I'm getting all these things. Okay. So in this function, there is only one line. Okay. But as I told you, generally we have like more than one lines. Okay. One more than one line, like we have 10 and 20 lines there, and we need to repeat that task. So I don't need to write those lines again and again. I will just put my code in a function and I can reuse it. Okay. So I like to think functions like variables. In variables, I can store values. In functions, I can store my code. Okay. Lines of code. So yeah, I can reuse them. So you can see that I'm reusing them, okay, again and again. And it is also easier for me to retrieve function. If I want to retrieve those 20 lines, I don't need to write those lines there. I just need to mention the name of the functions, and those lines will be executed. Okay. So yeah. So okay, so this is how we define a function, and this is how we call a function. Okay. And please do remember that this is the right indentation, means to say the now the computer knows that this line is a part of this function. Okay. Because like if I do something like this, okay, if I do something like this, um you can see that I'm getting errors. Okay. You can see 992 more times because this function is calling itself. Okay. That's why I'm getting this error. So I should not do this. So let me go back, because let me show you one more thing. When I say print, and I say good morning, let's say, and if I run this, okay, you would see hello and the name, okay, three times, and you will see good morning only once. Okay. Because I'm calling this function three times, that's why I will see these three. And basically I'm just trying to tell you that this when I when this print statement is out of this function, okay, then this function is not a part, this line is not a part of this function. Okay. So now this line is a part of this function. So if I run it, you will see good morning, good morning, good morning three times. But if I do this, you would see only good morning only once. Okay. So that's the difference. And whatever I supply here, these are called parameters. Okay. And whatever I supply here, when I'm calling the function, these are called arguments. Okay. So do remember that when I call a function, and whatever I put in these brackets, these are called arguments, and these are called parameters. You don't need to memorize them. I'm just telling you so that if you are reading any book, it will be easier for you to know all these names, all these vocab beforehand. Okay. All right. Okay. So parameters, arguments, and the functions, you know all these things. Okay. uh okay. I wanted to introduce this thing called comment in my previous video. Okay. So but I didn't. So let me show you what are comments. Okay. So when I select this, okay, like this, and like this, and if I run it, you will see nothing here. Why? Because these are commented. Okay. When I'm calling these functions, these are commented. Comment means to say when I want my computer, okay, I'm just telling my computer, look, no need to execute these lines 5 6 and 7. Okay. And I'm telling my computer by putting hash, okay, in front of the statement, okay, in front of these lines. So my computer knows, okay, I don't need to execute these lines. So yeah, my computer will not execute these lines. And there is another reason, because like obviously let's say you are working on an application, okay, and you are working in a team, obviously. And because if you are working in a company, obviously you are not working alone, you are working with the team. And then you are going for a vacation, okay, and you were working on a code, okay. And now your like your colleague will work with your code, okay. So you will write some like comments, okay, so it would be easier for them to understand your code, okay. So something like this, okay. how do I make those comments? So I can make something like this hash, and this is a greeting function, greeting function. Okay, this is a greeting function. It adds hello. Okay, so yeah, it is like this. Okay, so I can have more than one parameters. Okay, no limit, to be honest. I can write like this age, and I can also say print, and let's me use f, and then here I'm gonna use name, and then I'm gonna say is, and then age, and then I'm gonna say years old. Okay, something like this. Now if I run this, okay, now I have one and two parameters. Here I'm using this one, and then on third line I'm using name and age. So if I run it, you will see that I have this error. It says missing one required positional argument age. Now what is that? Because like when I define my function, I promise, okay, think like that. I promise that I will give you two values. But here I'm breaking my promise because here I'm only writing Andrew, Alice, and James, but there is no age. So I need to write age. Okay. So it is like this. And with the James, I need to write something like this. Okay. So if I run it, now I should not see any error. Okay. And here you can see it is running without any problem. Okay. All right. That's cool. And there is also one thing, um, which because like maybe when I'm calling this function and I'm not, there is no value. Okay. Here. Okay. Just think like that. So I can have default value. Okay, no age is given. Okay, something like that. So if I don't mention any age here, okay, let's say I haven't mentioned any age here. So back, let's, and here you can see that in the first line, Andrew's no age is given years old. Okay, looks weird, but yeah, you get it. You get the point. If I'm not supplying any value here, okay, the default value will come. Okay, so yeah, we can also add default values like this. Okay, so if the value is available there, that value will come here, and if the value is not there, the default value will come. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so now you know how to write a function, or I should say how to define a function and how to call a function, and how to use default values and the parameters and the arguments. Now what about there is also one thing which is return. Okay, so let me change it to return return, return, return. And now let me call this function. Okay, greetings, and here I'm gonna call Alice and 22. Okay, like that. So okay, and okay, so there is also one thing. There is one rule that I cannot use return keyword more than once in my function. You have seen that I have used print three times, but in function return can be used only once. Okay, so let's see, I'm using it like three times. What would happen? Okay, uh, nothing really, because I'm not telling my computer to print this. Okay, so I need to tell my computer specifically to print this. Okay, so let me come here, and you will see something like this. Hello, Alice. Only the first thing is working. Okay, because it works like this. Okay, if any return statement is true, that return statement will work. Okay, and no other statement will work after that. When I say true, means to say like it is working without any error. Okay, so if I'm getting that line, then no other line will be executed after that. Okay, so if the first return is satisfied, means to say it is working without any error, then after that, uh, all the statements where I'm using return, it will not work. Okay, so I need to return these. I need to like I need to delete this. And what is return? To be honest, like what is return? Um, return means, if I talk about print, print means I'm printing something, and return means like I'm returning you the data. Okay. Now it is up to you. What do you want to do with the data? It is up to you. Okay. I'm just giving you the data. So when I'm not using print, when I'm not using print, and when I run this command, you can see nothing is there because I am getting the data. I am getting the data, but I am not printing it. Okay. And how do I know I'm getting this data? I can store the incoming data from this one to a variable. Okay. And let's say the variable name is a variable. And if I print this a variable, okay, you will see something like this, hello Alice. Okay. So yeah, okay. And okay, so this is the way you would use return. Okay. So yeah, so we use return if I want to do any sort of mathematical, let's say something here. Let's say capitalize or let me say upper. Okay, see what would happen. You can see now I have this error. Okay, because of because the given data is not string. Okay, so these methods are only applicable um, to strings. Okay, not this type of thing. Okay, so what do I need to do? I can do something like this f, and I can remove this comma, and then this, and let me come here and let me wrap this like this, hello and name. And if I run it, you can say hello Alice is coming like this. Okay, so yeah, you can see hello Alice is like this. Okay, which is in uppercase. Okay, so I encourage you to create new functions. Okay, let me quickly create another function. Okay, so let's create a function which is like this def, and the function name is add, and it takes two values x and y, let's say that, and it return x and the y like this, x plus y. Yeah, it is up to you if you want to wrap them with the brackets. Okay, up to you. I'm keeping it like this. Now if I want to call this function, and I also need to print this one, so print add, and then I'm saying 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 makes 5. So I should see something like this, cls. And when I do it, you can see I'm getting 5. Okay, so now I created my own function. Okay, and it takes two values, 2 and 3. Okay, and I can also set like sort of mm, default value. Okay, if someone is not giving any value, so I will get default value 0 like this. And if I run it again like this, I should see, I'm getting this 0 and 0 because these are strings. I should remove these like this. Now let's run it again. I should see 0 if I'm not supplying any number. And if I say add 2, I will get 2. And if I do this 2 and 3, and you may be wondering, like, if I go beyond 2 and 6, okay, like three parameters, three arguments, sorry, I get this. Okay, it says that takes 0 to position argument, but 3 were given. Okay, you are giving extra one. Okay, so yeah, this is a way you would use functions or create functions or call functions. Okay,